Good morning from Ostia, Italy, which is just outside of Rome.
Yeah, so today is somewhat of a sad day. It's our last full day of vacation. But yes, today we took a day trip from Rome to check out the small town and the ruins of Ostia.
We got a late start today and slept in. And so getting to Ostia took about 45 minutes, but it was pretty easy on just some metro trains, really.
To make the trek from Rome to Ostia, hop on Metro Line B and get off at the Pyramid stop in Testaccio. Walk over to the connected Roma Porta San Paola train station and look for the train to Lido. Once on board the train, ride along until you get to the Ostia Antica stop.
It's a short walk from the train station to the historic site, where you'll pay €12 each to enter 70 acres of what was once a bustling home to 60,000 people.
Ostia makes a good little day trip because it features all the ruins you'd expect to find in a larger city. There's main avenues, cemeteries, bathhouses, and an amphitheater.
Try saying something. No.
Other than a couple school groups, the grounds were relatively crowd-free.
So here's a little background on Ostia. It served as a critical access point on the Tiber River for Rome. But when the river changed its course, the city was pretty much abandoned. Silt and mud from the river eventually covered most of the city, preserving the ruins.
So we're circling one of the main squares here in Ostia, and it's lined with old shops, and the shops used mosaics in front of their shops as advertising. Need an elephant for your party? You could get one here.
Now, Ostia did not live the lavish life like Pompeii, but something that's really cool about this site is that you can get a feel for actual streets and buildings. Now, obviously, a lot of this has been reconstructed, but some of these buildings are a couple stories high, and you can even make out an original tavern. Once you've taken in your fill of ruins, Ostia happens to be only a couple train stops away from the beach. Jump back on the train with your Metro card, hop off at the Lido Centro stop, and take an easy walk through town to the sea. So after walking around the Ostia ruins for a couple hours, we decided to head into Ostia Lido, or to Ostia's beach, to get some lunch and to just kind of see the water.
Gotta admit, we were hungry enough that we ate at the first place we saw, but it actually turned out being pretty good, if not a little touristy.
This whole area is a little touristy. If you've ever been to some place like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it's a little bit like that with the Italian version. And oddly enough, a lot of American-themed restaurants down by the boardwalk.
Yes, you can eat a hamburger or a hamburger plus at the Wild Wild West.
And for some reason, there was a food truck selling different hamburgers based on different states. And they had a New Jersey pulled pork sandwich. Not the first thing I think of when I think of New Jersey, but maybe they had one there.
So there you go, America. That's what the rest of the world has stereotyped you as. New Jersey barbecue and hamburger plus.
So now that we've done some people watching and have full tummies, we're gonna head back to Rome by catching the metro train back into the city. We just got back to our apartment near the Colosseum after going to Ostia and making a couple stops on the way back. Our original plan was potentially to try to go to Naples and to see Pompeii today, and it's the last day of our vacation and we're exhausted, which is not how you want to end vacation, but once you're over here, you have to see everything. So we were trying to slow things down, so it made a nice little uncrowded day trip from Rome.
So we're resting up just for a few minutes here before getting ready for our last Italian and Roman dinner before a long travel day tomorrow.
We ate way too much spaghetti carbonara and some bucatini and some cheese and honey and some bruschetta.
Well, now for the grand finale, what better way? One more trip to a gelato shop to wrap things up. of the caramel and I don't like it.
Oh no! That's not a good start to your last gelato.
No.
What other flavors do you get?
Pistachio and crema. We'll see what happens when I get down to the bottom.
I think I got ricotta and chocolate, pistachio, and tiramisu. And it's got a waffle cone on top.
So if you've stuck with us through our entire Italy series, we really appreciate you watching. If this is the first video you've seen, there are 12 or 13 others, and we'll put a link up at the top of the screen here for you to check them out from the beginning.
We've hoped that you've gotten some tips on places that you can go in Italy and some ideas on what you can eat. If you notice, we are not currently in Italy right now. We are actually at the beach in Mexico.
Yeah, and so coming up next, we'll release at least a video, maybe two, from our time here in Akumal, Mexico, and kind of give you an overall feel of the area, the resort we're at, and just try to help you decide if it's a good place for you to visit.
It's a vacation that's a very different pace than what we're used to, but still an exciting trip.
Yeah, as we've run our way across Italy and exhausted ourselves, this is definitely the opposite of that.
So click to subscribe so you don't miss out on those vlogs.
And also click that bell so you're the first to know when we release a new video.